Good evening, folks. A little late night tropical update here on Tropical Storm Alex, soon to be Hurricane Alex. Of course, I said that this morning, but I think this time it's for real. It looks like the hurricane hunters have found a hurricane, and we should have the upgrade at 11 p.m. As of 8 p.m., we have 70 mile per hour winds, maximum sustain, 980 millibars on the pressure. We're moving west-northwest at 12. It's about 215 miles east of La Pesca, Mexico, which is located right about here. Brownsville is here, La Pesca here. The official forecast track here. So you see we're moving west-northwest. Looks like it might even start slipping a tiny bit south of these forecast points. So you could see the speed of Alex today really tended this storm to go a little farther south, which is just great news for southeastern Texas. I think in the end they're really going to dodge the bullet on this one. Of course, not intensifying today was another great bullet dodger for them. So looks like this storm should come in. It's looking right now, that's the official track just south of Brownsville. It may even slip a little farther south than the official forecast point, like maybe right in this area. So La Pesca, Brownsville, maybe right in the middle of both of those points, which would be good news. We saw that dry air, which I made mention of a few days ago, still having problems with that. And this happens a lot with these storms as they near southern Texas, Mexico. A lot of dry air usually comes off land here and affects it. And we've had ever so slightly, I mean very little, of still that northwest shear. I mean, it's not a lot, but just enough to really, this dry air, I mean, watch, I'll show the water vapor, and you see still the west and north side, the outflow still not that wonderful today, and that's why it didn't strengthen. So here's looking at the water vapor, and you could see this was the dry air I was talking about. Look at the outflow in here. I mean, it's just terrible. Look how great the outflow is here. That's wonderful. That's what you want to see throughout the whole system, but this northwest and west side, the outflow has just been pretty much terrible. And that has probably mitigated this becoming a Category 1, Category 2 hurricane today. Still seeing some convection trying to blow up, but notice the eye wall that's trying to develop, the northwest side and west side, still a chunk taken out of that, and that's due to this dry air mixing in here. Some 18Z model runs here, and as you can see, they're all pretty much grouped now to northern Mexican coast here. This storm might even get shoved a little southwest as it makes landfall here, but everybody's pretty much on board now with this thing sliding south of Brownsville. And a couple quick little model runs here. This is a GFDL. This is at landfall, and you can see it landfalling. Here's Brownsville, and just south of Brownsville here by a good 100 miles or so south. They have it as a category, almost like Category 3 hurricane landfalling. It's the only model that does this, and Category 3 is not going to happen with this system. But this is where the GFDL has landfall tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 18Z HWRF model. This is the northernmost model right now, really. All the global models have this coming south of this position even. But here it is, a Category 1 hurricane. This is the northernmost one right now, still south of Brownsville. This kind of landfall would probably give the worst surge to Brownsville of about 3 to 4 feet surge. But I'm still looking at it. It's probably going to come a little farther south than this. And pretty much what's been steering this today, we've seen our subtropical high building back in as our trough is now lifting out, and our big high over the central plain states that's building in. So these two highs are really bridging the gap right now, which was to be expected. Again, all this early summer, strong high pressure all in this region. So this is going to be shoving this right into Mexico. And just giving you a little look at the shear. You see the center is right about here of Alex. It's going to move in this direction. So shear is still fairly low. That's why this should strengthen, which it is now a Category 1 hurricane. I'm not sure about a Category 2. I would say maybe about a 10% chance of that happening now. Time is really running out on this with this dry air. I don't see a Category 2 right now. Definitely not a Category 3. Not going to happen. But you can see just enough, little bit of that northwesterly shear still today, and that's really helped bring this continental dry air mixing into Alex's circulation. So here's the official forecast track by the National Hurricane Center. Like I said, we should have a hurricane coming up here at 11 o'clock, and then bringing it, probably making landfall. Looks like tomorrow, I'd say right now, we're looking at tomorrow, late tomorrow afternoon sometime. Of course, the farther north it goes, probably the later the landfall will be, but we're looking at somewhere probably late tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, right in this little section here, between that La Pesca and here's Brownsville. La Pesca's right about here. Pretty inhabitable area. There's not much going on in this area. So this is a great, there has to be a place for a landfall. This is actually a pretty good place. There's not a lot of population in this area. If it could slip even farther south, boy, Brownsville's really going to escape. This definitely is not going to be a dolly for Brownsville, by no means. So it's looking like probably the greatest storm surge, Brownsville around 3 feet. If this sneaks a little farther north, we might get into that 4 or 5 foot surge and then cause some problems. But farther and farther south, this makes landfall, the less surge Brownsville's going to have to contend with, which is great news. But again, if you're in that warned area, which is in this red zone, so anywhere in southeast, extreme southeast Texas here, still heed the warnings. You just never know what's going to happen. But I think we're really going to escape from the worst of this in Brownsville. I'm really looking better and better today with that. So, but like I said, if you're still in this area, just hunker down. I'm going to show you the satellite view real quick. I'll show you where the rain bands are here, where coming into Brownsville, and where those tropical storm winds will start to come in here. Let me show you this real quick. So here's the current radar this evening. This is around 9 o'clock tonight. This is where your tropical storm force winds are located, right in this first band here. So here's Brownsville. They've gotten a few little light showers so far, but this is where the bulk of this is when the conditions, tropical storm force conditions, will be right up in this band here. So they're still probably get into here probably late tonight, early tomorrow morning. You'll probably see conditions start going downhill in Brownsville as some of these tropical storm winds start approaching the coastline. So that's kind of the timeline there. Just kind of have tonight, the rest of the next, really should probably be done preparing right now in Brownsville and just hunkering down for the day tomorrow as this approaches the northern Mexican coast late tomorrow afternoon. I will have another update early tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening. You all take care. If you have any questions, you could always post them in my blog. Have a good night.